This episode of Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Phil Perich, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks Podcast.
Yeah, whatever. Ben Reilly, Spider-Man's clone. He's the guy. He's got a sweatshirt. Yeah, that's how you know he's different. And he's a blonde hair.
That's right. It's the end of the month. You know what that means. Scarlet Spider Sausage Fest. It's for a little taste that name and she's going with herself. Anyway, welcome back to the Ultimate Spider Cast. I am Phil. Joining me as always, that man you heard telling the world about Ben Reilly, Boston's own.
That's not Kona. That's me. That's my real voice.
And coming to you all the way from Australia in the future, it is.
Hey, how you going, everyone? I'm steaming in. This is Ray.
From
Cleveland steamering. Yeah.
Ah. I guess I'll save the jokes until the end. Okay. So we're working with limited time here. So let's get into this time. We're talking smoke
Borrowed
and
time.
yeah. We're talking Smoke and Mirrors from Web of Spider-Man 122, Amazing Spider-Man 399, and Spider-Man 56, all from March 1995.
Oh, yes.
A great year. Final year of high school.
Oh, really?
So,
I didn't graduate until 96, so yes, you are older than me.
Oh, yeah. Take the honors. But yeah, it was also a seminal time for Spidey, it seems. I mean, geez, there's a lot happening here. You might have to walk me through some of it as well.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, love it or hate it. I mean, everyone remembers the Clone song. Very historic.
It was the talk of the town. Got a lot of ink in the old Wizard magazine.
Yes.
Oh, did it? Right. Yeah.
That's the first place I remember I heard them talking, like when it was like end, like they were telling them about the end. You know, the end was coming. I was like, oh, okay.
I love the old Wizard magazine. I got my stack actually just right next to me.
Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't say was Wizards, but yeah, I think Lilith said, I don't know if she has the whole run or she has a lot of them. Yeah.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah, she's kind of anal like that.
I like the cards from them. Sorry, I know we are on short
No, that's
time,
fine.
but my favorite was Holly Day. Do you remember that, Jim Lee?
Oh,
one of the
yes.
cards.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, one of his alluring female drawn.
Holiday.
It's no Marvel swimsuit issue, but
No.
But Wizard would also do half issues of books.
Oh
too.
yeah, I have a few of those. Yeah. It did say something.
Oh,
The comics inside that would come
Yeah,
with
0.5s. Yeah.
Mhm. Or one half.
Okay.
Yeah. 0.5. Kona, keep it on the metric system. Come
Oh, yes.
oh, now I understand. Yeah.
on. So this one's Web of Spider-Man 122.
Mm-hmm.
The Secret of the Jackal. So yeah.
Jackal, what a troublemaker. This is good. May I just say, like, starting out and then finishing off, we'll get to it, but the first and last pages I thought were really great. This issue, kind of bookending it, opening with Ben Reilly thwipping away, and the very same pose at the very end you have of Spider-Man. Pretty cool.
Oh yes, symmetry.
Yeah, I like the way that they sort of draw the parallels between them. And I feel like they did that in some of the wrap up or some of the issues before where, they kind of advertised that they might be in the same issue, but you just see them doing similar stuff and just how alike they are, but different.
Boy, the lines are blurred, aren't they? In this very at the beginning of this issue, but over the course of the next two that we see, it's very confusing.
Well, right with all the Peter Parker stuff. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, because this one starts with Ben Reilly swinging around, like you said, and then it gets this flash of the Jackal from what was that? The Lost.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But,
with the jetpack. Yeah.
Yes, and the clone. Yes, on the roof. Yes, he's like these visions, memories. Where are they? Why are they all coming up now? And then just sees the Jackal saying Peter, and then we see Peter Parker also seeing the Jackal in the mirror.
Yeah, it was a very weird transition.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, did anyone get like a little bit of a misread first with that? I thought it was just Ben Reilly having the hallucinations, and then I thought he was still having them like the next day when he was washing up. I thought that was Ben Reilly. You know what I mean? But it didn't take long before noticing. Oh, yeah, okay, that's meant to be Pete. Because even Mary Jane looks really weird. I thought, like, is this one of Ben Reilly's flings as well? Or was it his neighbor? Because she's done her hair wrong. But
yeah, no, it's a fancy date.
Yeah,
because
it's not the well-adjusted girl that he met in his Flophouse hallway.
Yeah, because because I don't know. I'm sure you figured it out, Ray. But like a couple in a month or two back in Spectacular, Mary Jane told Peter she's pregnant. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Peter's looking very buff as well, I've just got to say.
Well, between the web swinging and it's the 90s, everyone got buff in the 90s.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, especially if you read Star Blast issue number 1 recently.
Oh, my Lord. I know. Your body gets bigger than the rest of your head.
Exactly. Yeah. If Peter was in Star Blast, his thighs would be, the size of his torsos.
Yeah. His thighs would be a pull-out cover or something.
Do Star Blast, bro. But then he's kissing his wife and he's thinking of his dead girlfriend. Dude.
Yeah, that's a bit awkward, isn't it?
I know. Well, again, it's that whole hallucination that night with the Jackal and the jetpack.
Hey, look, can I ask now then, I know it's still early days, but these hallucinations, what is the extent of the Jackal's power set or reach? How is this happening? Is this built into the DNA that they have that he's manipulated?
When he originally cloned Peter, like he had Peter unconscious for a while. That's how he pulled the DNA out to grow Ben Reilly and stuff. So I guess the whole. Again, remember they were going to make this Peter the clone, and Ben was going to be the real Peter Parker. But it turns out like he was able to inject memories into both of them. So in programming, so he was able to mess with both their heads. So
and that's like a lot of work to do to pay off much later.
Oh, yeah. And I guess they the writers wanted to muddy the waters and just be like, "Oh, which one is it? Which one is it? Is it either one?"
No, there was plenty of muddying.
Which book should you be buying? Yeah.
Exactly.
Because remember when we talked to Terry and Howard, Ray, there was the story was supposed to be 3 months, and eventually it went to 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, which reminds me, Phil. Yeah, the excerpts. I was going to get them ready as well. We'll have them soon. Definitely have them play over here as well. There's plenty, Matt, that Terry and Howard divulged about the Clone Saga in the chat. It was really, really good. But I've just got to kind of cut out the excerpts, and we'll add them in.
Nice.
Yes, we'll get those eventually.
Sounds like a plan, Jan.
Well, sounds like a plan, Terry.
I guess Peter and Mary Jane are going to dinner. He's all happy now because she's pregnant.
Yes.
Slipped one past the goalie. Good job.
One of the fellas got through. Yeah.
So yeah, and then we see Ben Riley has web swung all the way to was this like upstate New York?
Yeah, it's kind of gone really far out, hasn't he?
It's your friendly upstate Spider-Man.
And I'm like, isn't there some stories where they have, Spider-Man can't like web swing like, out of the city because there's like,
There's less to hang on to, right?
I guess he's swinging trees, but
I mean, maybe that's why he took a rental car with Doctor Strange years before.
Oh, scroll way down for that quantum. Oh yeah, he says he's traveled over 100 miles north. Jeez. That's why they're buff, Ray. He just web swung.
Yeah, that's a lot of swinging. I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Be a bit top heavy then.
Ew. But yeah, so he stops and then he hears a voice, "Quit daydreaming, Spider. You got places to go, people to see." It looks like the Jackal, but a lot smaller.
Yeah, I like this introduction. Yeah, I think Jack, the Jackal, mini Jackal. I think it's pretty cool. Because at this point, you still don't know what the hell is going on. I just assumed it was the Jackal. But yeah,
it looks just like it, like his last appearance. Yeah,
and it doesn't necessarily come across as him being small in these first two panels. It just looks like the Jackal. Right?
Yeah, that's what my initial perception was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because first he was hanging from a tree, and then he's like leaping around, and he's like, "Oh, what's behind door number 1?" Looks like it's just like a big metal door floating midair almost. The Jackal had this plan for years. For years. The answers to all your questions are behind this door. So you're gonna move. So I just wonder, if their whole 3-month thing had just like went out, that they could have just. Maybe this is where it was supposed to end. I don't know.
So no, this could be. So this is JMD Mateus, actually, isn't it? So this is not Terry Kavanagh or Howard Mackey. This was written.
Yeah. Well, at least this is.
This issue, at least.
Yeah. Because I think. Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I think DeMatteis is part 1. I think is he part 2 also, but yeah, I think Howard takes over in part 3.
Yes.
So.
But he, I mean, again, this, I mean, very well written. I think a departure from the usual, as Howard mentioned about JMD Mateus, the usual kind of philosophical kind of writing that he does. If you look at like Craven's Last Hunt, so but very good. I mean, the voices are good and clear, and I'm sure he convened with the other writers. I mean, they've obviously got an agreed objective, where things are meant to go. So yeah.
But yeah, Ben's all confused. How'd you get up there? Where's the door come from? It's all done with mirrors, kid. Oh, there's half of it. Didn't want to tell you otherwise. Oh, but then he's like, "What's going on? Where's the Jackal? Is he alive?" Then we see the other guard.
The male counterpart of her.
Oh. Cue the music.
Yeah.
What were your first thoughts here, Matt, when you first saw this the Guardian? Like, am I the only one, or did you
like this massive Conan the Barbarian type figure coming out?
I thought more like the long hair and the veiny external veins popping. I thought it was I thought it was Kane or something at first.
Well, I kind of had that feeling too, like Kane, but I knew that Kane was like scarred up in the face, although his hair is kind of obstructed, where you don't see actually his face. I mean, it's covered in. I don't know if it's veins or some goo, but
you're so vain.
You bet this goo. You think this goo is about you?
Whoa!
But yeah, he sort of looks like a monster, or like Pit from Image or something.
Yeah, Pit. Very much Pit.
Yeah.
Big, thick fella.
But yeah,
Right.
there's a reason that there's similarities to Kane.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, back to Daily Bugle. Pete's talking to Robbie. I guess he's basically telling her when Mary Jane's pregnant. Oh no, he's telling Robbie, but yeah, Robbie said he'll keep his secret.
Yeah. Bit of double entendre kind of there.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm not that Robbie knows, but it sounds like
yeah.
the secret's safe with me. And it's like, yeah.
Although they always played around, with
Yeah.
Does Robbie
Yeah.
not know? Yeah, towards the end of the Clone Saga, Ben Riley comes flying in as Spider-Man spoilers, and Pete's like, "What's the matter, Robbie? You never seen me and my friend Spider-Man in the same room before?"
Mhm.
Works well. Yeah.
Oh, but look, who's this guy talking to Jameson?
Mm.
Oh, Ravencroft.
Lieutenant
Raven. He's got such a cool name for such a plain-looking fella.
Raven. Yeah,
Raven. It's like,
it's the 90s. Even the nerds have cool names, right?
Yeah. But that's a name that sort of sounds evil. It's almost like you should take his introduction.
Well, again, remember, we don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with Jacob Raven, so yeah.
Sure.
I'm going to go out on a limb here as well and say I think I see JMD Mateus in the panel just before.
Yeah.
Over there. Yeah. The guy with the spectacles behind Peter's head.
Uh-huh.
I think that's JM.
Yeah, but I don't think he's bald, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, was
And
he?
moustache. Sorry?
Yeah, the mustache. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember, but yeah, maybe. Is that the artist just be like putting?
Well, they always do that sort of thing, don't they?
Yeah, I just wonder. I don't think JM asked for that. I just wonder if the artist just did that on their own.
Don't link me to the Clone Saga at all. Whatever you do, puts him in. Nah. Yeah.
So then as Raven's leaving, Robbie asks Jonah, "Who's your friend?" Believe me, Robbie, you don't want to know. As he goes back in his office. So then Pete's standing, waiting for the elevator, thinking of baby names. This
So yeah, Gretchen and Hank. How cool is that?
Yeah, or Jake.
Yeah, I would. Oh, Jake. Yeah. Jake's a good one. Or maybe Steven, or maybe Mark. You never know.
Because did you know, kids, Ray is the host of Into the Night. If you didn't know.
Well, if it's a girl, you could do like the Frank Zappa naming and name your child Moon. But I think it was
Ooh.
Moon Zappa.
So yeah, Peter's thinking of names, and then he gets hit with again, he has a hallucination of the clone coming out of the cloning tank, and then the jackal. I've come for you, Peter.
Yes.
So he's
so much so that he collapses.
Mm-hmm. Mind flash, the jackal again. There's Jacob Raven. Are you all right? So he helps pick him up. Spider sense is buzzing like a hornet's nest. Must be shorted out by the hallucinations. Yeah, sure.
So is that meant to implicate that his spider sense is warning him against Raven? Is Raven's onto him? Yeah, okay.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
No, fine, really. Just a touch.
That's a very subtle spider sense.
Yeah.
It's not like physical harm. Is coming to Pete. It's like the spider sense somehow knows that this guy might get Peter into trouble.
I mean, unless this guy is thinking of doing him physical harm, but yeah, I mean,
exactly.
It depends. The way people rate this spider sense is tricky. Yeah, because it's usually supposed to be like, if physical harm is coming at him right that moment, it's supposed to go off.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, if someone's nearby with a gun and has no intention of firing it, that'll like set off the spider sense. It's like, okay,
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's a bit.
Sometimes it's just all about intuition, I guess.
Yes.
Mm.
Or good parenting.
So yeah. So then we go to the hospital where Aunt May's still in a coma.
Mm. Looking bleak.
Yes, Mary Jane and Anna Watson are there. She's gonna make it. She's gonna live to see the baby. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for our live read of Amazing Spider-Man 400
Mm.
in 2 months.
Should be a cracker.
Oh yeah.
But May shows some signs of life here.
Oh yeah.
Well, signs of cognition.
Mhm.
She silently weeps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Aunt Anna's just like trying to talk to Mary Jane out of, oh yeah, she's gonna wake up. She's like, oh, she's had a long life. She keeps slipping further away.
Unless, of course, she's had just like conjunctivitis, in which case the nurses should come and fix that right up.
Yeah. Repair that leak.
That could be an eye condition. Yeah.
So yeah, so then we see back to Ben Reilly getting attacked.
By this pit-like creature.
Yeah. Him. It should be
Him.
HIMM. Pit is PITT.
He looks all dirty. He looks like the Pit. He's getting Ben Reilly getting attacked by Pit Stain.
Stain.
Oh.
Zing.
Okay, hold on. Gotta do it. There's a pun.
Suck it, Lilith.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ben Reilly's trying to fight off this huge guy. Oh, and Jack in his monologue tells us the Guardian's got the kid on the ropes and he's not letting up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we see Kane in the distance.
Oh yeah, of course. Cena
Yeah.
working in the shadows, of course, because it's the Clone Saga.
It's his wheelhouse, always lurking.
Oh
Always
man,
lurking.
look at those gray veins. Those look familiar.
Yes.
Yeah.
The long flowing locks.
There's a blueprint. Yeah.
Eroded.
But as intimidating as this guy looks, you kind of know that he's gonna make a simple mistake or be too aggressive and easily be dispatched. Just another wrench in the works thrown the way of our hero before they get to the big stuff.
But yeah, the Guardian knocks out Ben Reilly finally. Jack, well, that was fun. Not as much fun as I expected. Guess we'll just have to wait for the other one.
Mm.
Because it's Ben
Poor
Reilly
Ben.
out in the snow.
Yeah. Been through a lot, the poor fella.
Mhm.
We've been through his journey with him so far. He's suffered a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Peter's in the city thinking, I can't deny these visions. They're strong, tugging me somewhere, tugging at my soul. They're too real for me to write off as hallucinations. They're memories. But why, after all these years, am I being assaulted by images from the past of Gwen, of Professor Warren, the Jackal, the clone, the birth of the clone? Why would I remember that? I wasn't even there. I should have no knowledge of it, unless...
Yeah, these are questions.
Oh God, please don't let it be unless.
These questions I wondered. And might I say that both Spider-Man looking very good. Steve Butler on breakdowns, I think. Very. I mean, take nothing away from him, but it's very kind of Mark Bagley-ish for me. And Bagley's very good.
Oh yeah.
I think of this 3 issue arc, the art from Web of is my favorite of the 3.
Yep, agree. I'd agree.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I can't believe, I guess Jackal planned that this would happen on this spot, but all of a sudden Peter's getting like, he sees Ben laying in the snow and it's like, how is this, how's Peter getting a flash of what's happening right now?
Yeah.
Premonition, Spidey ESP sense.
But again, I think, Jackal put all these memories in both their heads so they would come at this exact time. So, because Pete's like, that's not a memory, that's real. Scarlet Spider. my clone, my brother, somehow is in trouble. He needs my help. And this time I won't turn my back on him.
Yes. So, in contrast to the last time we've seen them together in Spider-Man Unlimited 8, there's actually Spider-Man's actually out to help and team up with Ben Reilly, which is pretty cool because, again, this issue is pretty much showing them separate.
Mm-hmm.
So they haven't really,
It's the build.
The build up.
Sounds like a plan, Jan.
That's it. And but again, like I said, the book ending, really cool. I wanted to screenshot that Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
nice last shot.
Might have to do a comparison and put it up on the social media.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was part 1. Part 2, the amazing $3.99, the Jackal Reborn.
Yes,
looking.
Yep.
I swear, I swear, just his look and just I don't know the way he's more jokey in the 90s. I feel like they were trying to make him more Joker-ish, Joker from
Batman.
Yeah, that one. That one. Yeah, certainly. I mean, which is, I think, a little bit of a mistake. I mean, I can see why they're doing it, but Spider-Man has his kind of clowny villain already. Many of them, like with Green Goblin, Hobgoblin. So yeah, does he really need another one? Anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure, but I mean, it seems like they didn't have a lot of long-term plans for him just yet. They're sort of, as we'll read on, just a lot going on with the Jackal and how to handle him or any of the incarnations is maybe a little bit mishandled. He also kind of looks to me, just from like flipping through the first time, I was like, is this a Vermin issue? This isn't Spectacular Spider-Man, so I'm a little confused. But no, it's a little different.
Oh yeah. So yeah, this one picks up where the other one left off. Ben Reilly's passed out in the snow, and oh look, here comes Kane. Check him out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we hear a voice. He's not dead, if that's what you're thinking. I'm disappointed in you, Kane. Still hounding him after all these long and bitter years. Because it's Scryer.
Scryer.
Yeah.
Another lurker in this era.
So many lurkers. Reminds me of the Reaper from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna challenge Kane to a game of Battleship, or if that doesn't work, Clue. Then play bass in his band.
Yeah, this whole thing. I mean, he was supposed to. I mean, they were like, I don't know if Mattis had different plans for Scryer. Like he was supposed, because he's supposed to look like some big, powerful, ancient figure, but then it turns out they're just like a cult of like guys. There's like different guys dressed up like Scryer, and they end up working for the ultimate mastermind of the Clone Saga. Yeah,
really.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of Eyes Wide Shut, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And they're all wearing robes, so that guy is Scryer Tuck, and then there's other guys.
But he tells Kane, don't worry, you have nothing to fear from me. None of you do yet.
Threats.
Kane, if he's involved in this, there's even more going on than I realized. But then he takes off and slinks back into the shadows when Peter shows up. So
he doesn't want to reveal himself to Spider-Man yet.
Yeah.
Nope. He's done this a few times. He's very gun shy when it comes to Peter Parker.
At this point, I don't think he ever plans on revealing himself to Peter.
Okay.
Because unlike some people, he's not here for Peter.
I'm here for Peter.
Oh, that's another great page right there with Peter standing over Ben's unconscious body.
Yep.
And stuff.
Well, yeah, Mark Bagley, far out. So
yeah, then Ben comes to, and he's like, "Oh, my head." So Ben fills Peter in on what happened. I got here, ran into some overgrown Hulk wannabe who called himself the Guardian. warmed me pretty good. That's when Peter said, "I saw you in my mind, laying in the snow."
Kinky.
Yeah, it's a creepy thing.
It is. Yeah.
Are you writing a poem about me, Peter Parker? What's going on? Where's your acoustic guitar, Ben? I saw you in my mind.
Exactly.
No.
How long were you standing over me for, Peter?
Although, if you have impure thoughts of your own clone, is that
That's weird.
Is that closer to self-love? I don't know.
Yeah. If you have a mirror above your bed and you live alone, I don't know.
It's not gay if it's your own clone. Ben. Oh, thought I was dead, huh? Came to make sure. Cheap shot, but not as cheap as that costume.
Oh, come on. That was an expensive sweatshirt, man.
The guy just woke up. He's just
expensive. It came from the museum.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How can my clone have such lousy design sense?
Jeez.
You're just jealous because you've been wearing that old rag for so many years.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I had a bad time when I switched costumes briefly. So.
Yeah, I love that little. There's a little reference there.
Mm-hmm.
But then Jack shows back up. So insecure and uncomfortable you're with each other that you've been reduced to trading juvenile insults.
Oh, he's the bigger man? No, he's...
Jack. Okay. You both wanted to know. You both know that I know that you're here, and I'm. Wait, you just wanted to let you both know that I know why you're here, and I'm not telling. At least not yet.
Yeah, it's something like with Jack, and you see later with the Jackal. There's really a lot of corny humor, and like under what do you call it? Like just statements under his own breath. It's really funny.
Oh yeah. But yeah, they both take off after Jack, and Peter's thinking, yes. As soon as I saw the reports in the paper about the Scarlet Spider, I knew it was him. Then we walked away from that explosion at Ravencroft. Spectacular Spider-Man 217. And yeah, he just says, I refuse to deal with it or even think about it, even after that World Trade Center crisis. The Spider-Man Unlimited 8.
We know it well, yeah.
Yeah. And what does it all mean? All these images, memories of the clone's birth? Am I tuning into his thoughts and feelings? Or has something unlocked the door in my own head?
Guess we'll find out soon enough. Water's muddy, go.
Oh yeah, I guess Jack goes through that door and Peter and Ben get there. It just looks like a door, not connected to anything.
Yeah, magic trick, smoke and mirrors.
Mm-hmm. But there's palm prints that Peter and Ben both have to put their hand to the door. I guess any Peter Parker fingerprints or DNA would work.
Yeah. I'm assuming they all have the same, right?
Yeah. And they both have to be left hands too, right? So Peter Parker couldn't just do both at the same time, or Ben Reilly.
So yeah, they open the door. There's Jack in there. Yeah, making jokes. 2 for dinner. Do you have reservations? Ben, here's my room reservation, you manipulative little.
So yeah, he cops a lot of punishment, Jack, but he still has a smile on his face. It's quite remarkable.
I think he was like an internet troll before internet trolls existed.
He looks like one.
Yeah.
This is what they look like, right? Okay.
Guys gotta learn to take a joke. A joke? You think this is a joke? These are our lives you're playing with. Our lives.
Very serious.
These are the days of our lives.
Oh.
It looks like he leads them into a general hospital.
They just look young and restless.
Oh. Hey, they're all buff, so they are bold and they are beautiful.
Yeah. And then the Guardian comes out soon as the world turns, and it's a bit of a stretch.
All right.
These are soap operas. We're gonna do a spin-off podcast where we review all the best soap opera episodes.
Lilith is sitting there going, "What the f?" But yeah, Ben gets Jack by the neck. We want answers now. Is the Jackal behind all this? Is he alive? As the door slams shut.
Chung.
Where's the Wang?
Everybody.
They're gonna chung tonight. Yeah, you boys are trapped in here now. Guess you better put me down if you want to see the light of day again.
What a cool place. It's great. I mean, look how big it is.
Is this like Dr. Well, there's a top. What is this, like Doctor Who's TARDIS? It's like, it just looks like a door, but it's like really big on the inside. It's like a huge lab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like Blue Shield should be guarding it. It is in upstate New York.
Oh, Project Pegasus, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
No one's doing geometry here.
No.
Oh, thank God.
But I guess Pete calls Ben Scarlet. Don't call me Scarlet. I hate that name.
Yeah, did this pop up? Did I miss this? Does he? Yeah, he didn't. He did. He started to not like the name, right? I guess. Why? I mean, I thought he liked it. I thought it was pretty cool at the beginning.
I think he didn't like it because of the press, or maybe he didn't get to decide it.
Yeah, maybe because he
I
didn't.
feel like there was a subtle mention of it. I forget.
Yeah.
Don't call me Scarlet. I hate that name. Why? I worked for Vivian Lee.
Yeah.
That was Jack. I don't know why you're so mad at me. I just work here. Yeah, so they follow Jack to the huge lab. Here we are, home sweet home, the place where the Jackal cooked up the genetic soup we were all boiled in. I'm just vamping till the boss gets ready to make his dramatic entrance.
That's just so funny. Like he's just brutally honest, and it just undercuts the whole tension of the whole situation. That's funny.
Because he said the Jackal's in one of those pods, but I saw the Jackal die. Yeah, right. You saw Scarlet here die too. In case you haven't noticed, right next to you, big ass. And the Guardian's back.
Pitts or him.
Him.
But we get but he is not as fearsome as he once was before a few panels ago because he's screaming in terror, in pain.
Yeah, he kind of knocks this Peter and Ben over, but then it's like, wait, something's wrong. Make the pain stop. His body more scarred and distorted than ever. What's the matter? Jackal did this to me, just like all the others.
Yeah. And it's really cool how our Spider-Man straight away says we've got to help him, even though he looks monstrous. He's been attacking them. The first thing he thinks of is to save him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jack's like, there's nothing we can do. I've seen this happen before, but I never thought that we. Oh, Guardian, tell me you're kidding. It's a joke. Come on, you big jerk! Don't die on me. I'm begging you. But he does.
Yeah. It's a little sad.
You've gone in one way or the other, so am I, Jack says, and so are both of you. Didn't you hear what I said before? As Jack pulls off his mask, we're all from the same genetic soup. It may be a few days, a few years, a few decades, but the same fate awaits us all. So look, he's another Peter Parker clone.
Yeah. But balls.
Sans hair, yeah.
And smaller, yeah. But then they hear a voice. You're mistaken, Jack. To even mention yourself in the same sentence with these two is the height of arrogance and stupidity. You and the Guardian were two of my earliest failures. While these two finely sculpted specimens. See, even the Jackal noticed their physique.
Yeah, exactly.
Are the Jackal's greatest triumphs as he walks out of the pod?
Naked.
With some goop over his
goop over his goop. Yeah. So this is where a lot of things start to muddy. And a lot of to me, all I was seeing in my head was, on the street corners, people with cups and the balls, and where's the ball? That's how I saw this.
couple of balls down the gob.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
Like, yeah, he walks out of the pod. Hello, Daddy's back, and just starts attacking both of them.
Yeah, the mind games go from just
Yeah.
mental stuff to physically playing out in front of them. You know, interesting little twist.
I mean, yeah, because he's basically grown himself this new body, and basically he's literally like a jackal man now. But but again, it's kind of like you can explain why this guy can go toe to toe with Spider-Man and stuff now.
Yeah.
Although when Slott brings back Professor Warren, he's normal again. So is this another clone?
Just it's endless.
Yes.
And we see him put on Johnny Blaze's jacket and
Looking pretty cool.
get ready to join the Midnight Suns.
It's the 90s. You got to wear a black T-shirt, black T-shirt, gloves, and trench coat.
Trench coat.
Zippers that go nowhere.
It's just zippers aplenty here.
Yeah.
Take away the pouches and you just
I was gonna say it's the 90s. If you don't have pouches, you got
zippers.
Pockets. Yeah.
Did either of you want to get a trench coat in the 90s? I tell you, I did.
I had a trench coat in the 90s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice one.
I always, as a kid, thought McGruff was cool, taking a bite out of crime. But I always wanted like a detective trench coat, even though I thought, I could never pull it off. What color was your trench coat? Was it?
Oh, it was black. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Collar up.
Pure 90s. Yeah. So Jack will tell Jack to get his clothes, and he's like, "Will this be suitable, sir? You fetch my clothes and ask if it's suitable."
Oh.
Because he even says, "You little devil, was that a pun?" It depends. Did you find it amusing? Not in the least.
Then it's a pun.
Yes. He gives him the jacket. Oh, I forgot about you two talking to Spider-Man and Ben. Look at you, fist clenched, jaws clenched.
Yeah, he's just so irreverent.
I know. So yeah, he basically just monologues. You see, I spent the last 5 years, and they're genetically restructuring my body, regrowing it. No, I'm not a clone. Yeah, right. I'm the real McCoy, just new and improved. I love Ben. That's not possible. Now that's an idiotic statement coming from a fully functioning clone.
Yeah.
Oh my lord! Boys, I was monitoring you the whole time I was tanked up. Well, with a little time out for CNN and the Playboy channel.
Yeah.
Did you have the Playboy channel in Australia, Ray?
No. For a long time, we didn't have cable. We didn't have cable for a long time. Yeah. Then Fox came in the. Yeah, I think it came in the mid to late 90s.
Right, local business, Rupert Murdoch, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Playboy channel was a pay channel, and as a kid, I don't know if this worked in your system, Phil. If you went up a channel and back real quick, sometimes you could see a break in the action.
Oh,
sometimes
really?
It would just be like snow, but you could make out a few things. Those were the lonely, pathetic days before anything was at your fingertips. Okay,
no,
that's it.
I didn't know. I just remember like if you tune it.
It was usually nothing that good anyway. But
yeah, we're about to hear some life hacks here from Phil and Matt.
Well, not Playboy, but like Cinemax at night. Like, they would scramble it. Like I forget, I had like a tuner box. If you tuned it the right way, you could kind of make out stuff through the scrambling lines. Yeah.
It's almost as bad as just watching like a made-for Cinemax movie at 11 at night. 'Cause you're like, there's got to be something. I can tell the acting is terrible. It's got to happen.
So Matt and I are trying to like watch, scrambled porn. Meanwhile, Ray's down there like losing his innocence to a koala bear or something.
No.
Hey, no drop bears. You got to watch out for drop bears. They stuff you up. No, serious. Walking in the bush, you got to always wear a hat. Otherwise, these things called drop bears. They drop on your head, around spring, and they go at it. So it's very important to wear a hat if you're walking in the bush in spring.
Wow.
I think there's a rainy men joke in there somewhere, Kona. Come on.
Yeah. So they're just like evil koala bears, huh?
Yeah. Evil
What?
koala bears. Yep. They don't let go
Oh, man.
until they're finished. So
They're
Yeah.
they're big kryptonite gravity.
Yeah. That is crazy. I never knew about that. I just did a Google image search of it. Yeah.
Was that yesterday when me and Loaf were recording Wade's World? I know, Ray, you said you're listening to it, but you didn't finish. I said the big because we're getting something soon. But yeah, the big weakness of the whole Stacy family, Gwen Stacy, her dad, everyone, their big weakness is gravity.
oh gosh.
She fell off a bridge. She got hit by a chimney. Yeah.
Terrible.
Oh, Matt Kona, what did you send?
That is an image of the drop bear. You can see how dangerous they are.
I might have to put it up on social media just to
Yeah.
here's what the hell Ray was talking about. This
Jeez. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about ever traveling to Australia now.
Yeah, it is dangerous in Australia, you know.
But they're weak. One weakness is hats. I like them.
Yeah. Deterrent. Just don't put a big target on your hat.
So yes, Jackal's going on. Quite an interesting half a decade you've had. But I want to hear all about it in detail. It's why I summoned you back here. When we last met, I surreptitiously programmed you boys to return here when I reawakened. Yep. It's like you enjoy a hearty little family reunion. Professor Warren and his two sons. Small idea for a sitcom. My two sons.
Well, so this is the first allusion to them both being clones.
Yeah. Again, to muddy the waters, but
yeah,
because Ben, of course, again, he can't be. And Peter's thinking Scarlet sounds angry, and I don't blame him. If Jackal told me in uncertain terms that I was a clone, but Ben, my dear boy, my specialty is clones, as you well know. The Jackal who died that night at the stadium was as much a genetic imposter as you are.
Yeah.
That's when Peter decks him. Leave him alone. He's suffered enough because of you, Jackal. We all have.
Big right cross.
Oh, yeah. Oh, couple crosses. Yeah, but then Ben's like, stop. As much as I'd love to beat in his smirking face, Jackal's the only one who got answers we need. Until we get him, we play it his way or not at all. Pete's like, you're right.
Yeah, I like this. Remember with Peter Parker, and sometimes it's not played with that much. He does go off the what do you call it? He just goes off. He kind of loses it a bit from time to time. Yeah, so it's good that Ben Reilly's kind of tempering him,
especially at this point. Yeah. But yeah, then Jackal's checking the Guardian's body. Alas, poor Guardian. I knew him well, Horatio. He's like, the joke of it, who he was Peter Parker. Believe it or not, is he. But yeah, what are you babbling about? It's the creation of an ongoing process full of trial and errors. Jack and Guardian were among my earliest experiments. Horribly botched attempts to bring forth a Peter Parker clone. They suffered physical deformity, mental impairment. I could never infuse them with the proper balance of emotion, intellect, and memory. So I wiped their memories, reprogram as the protectors of this little mountain retreat, and then put them in the freezer to wait the return of my more successful experiments.
We have a shot of another lurker there.
Yeah.
The lurker.
Man, he reinvented lurking in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. It just coincidentally, you get a shot of Kane as Jackal saying, unfortunately, the poor things aren't built to last. All my prototypes eventually develop a degeneration factor that first deteriorates, then destroys them. And then Peter's like, you mean to say my clone is eventually going to... Your clone? Oh, that's rich. You really haven't been listening. Or maybe you've chosen not to. Do you really know who you are? Peter! Does any man truly know? What if I were to tell you that in this chamber behind me is the body of the true Peter Parker, preserved in a state of suspended animation for 5 long years? What if I were to tell you that not one, but both of you are clones?
Mic drop moment.
But yeah. Peter's flipping out, but Ben's thinking, I'm not being so bad. I have have a clone brother.
Yeah, he's probably thinking, so this is how it feels like, huh?
Yeah, Pete pins him to the wall. You've been playing with my mind since the first time we met. I won't listen to your lies anymore. And then, again, Ben tries to calm him down, but this time he punches Ben. Get all your hands off me. How do I know you're not part of this? Working with the Jackal. For the first time in my life, I got happiness. Within reach, my wife and I are expecting a child. I won't let a genetic fraud like you take it away. Ben's like a baby. You're gonna have a baby.
Oh, yeah.
And Ben's saying, yeah, maybe you're afraid to face the truth, that maybe you're as much a fake as I am. I'm not afraid of anything. Venom tried to break me. I came back. The Green Goblin dragged me down. I came back. Kraven the Hunter buried me alive, and I came back.
Yeah.
We see you, Jam. Kraven's last hunt. We know.
Yeah, true.
Do you really think I'm afraid of anything you two can do? Come on, Jackal, whoever you are. If you got proof, let's see it. So yeah, Jackal cracks that pod, and he's like, "Whoops, Daddy made a mistake. That's not Parker in there." That's right, kid. Keep your hormones in check.
Because let's face it as well. Even if the Jackal showed him another Peter Parker clone, what would that really achieve? It'd be like, well, who's the real one anyway? So I think it's a good move for him to just do a bit of a bait and switch and go to another clone.
Exactly. But speaking of scrambled porn, yeah, the pod opens and it's a naked Gwen Stacy.
Exactly. If you squint your eyes, Matt, I think you can see.
Yeah, I flip the page back and forth, and then yeah.
The Jackal was always obsessed with Gwen Stacy. So when you think about it, that's very creepy that he can just clone himself his own Gwen Stacy at any point.
Very creepy. Yeah.
Even creepier than the holodeck on Star Trek.
Yeah.
Ooh, that dropped. I've got to listen to that still.
Oh yes, our Patreon, all about Star Trek. Check it out. So that was part 2. Part 3, Triumph of the Jackal: The Return of Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, let me just pull this up on a little plug for Marvel Unlimited. Using that.
That's right. Ray's pulling it up while we get the naked Gwen Stacy.
Should be doing like that, All right, here we go. The return of Gwen Stacy.
Naked Gwen Stacy with appropriately placed smoke is walking out.
Yeah, fantastic,
man. Peter, what's happened to me?
And this is Howard Mackie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Howard Mackie. Yeah, and Tom Lau on art. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Gwen pops out.
Look at the Jackal's face on page 3, man. He's really looking Jokerish there.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah.
Look at Spider-Man's reaction hand gestures to naked Gwen Stacy walking out in the first page. Inappropriate.
Well, it's subliminal, subconscious. He just has to.
Yeah. Is that you, Gwen?
I had to make sure it was you.
Yeah. Let me just see if I.
Are you the original? Do you remember that game we used to play? Hong Kong. Oh, but yeah, the Jackal stops. That'll be quite far enough. Our 2 Peters are looking a bit uncomfortable. Perhaps you should dress before we get. Perhaps you should dress. Those 2 Peters are looking uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's the 90s. Here's a tiny little string bikini you can wear.
That's right. Yeah.
Boys, shall we avert our eyes while Gwen dresses? Oh, boys, I say boys. Even Peter says no.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, he's only human. It's
Well, the spider sense, it's
But no, he leaps at Jackal and he's like, no more games, no more lies. I'm not buying it.
Had enough. Had enough.
Gwen died. I saw her die. Peter, don't. It's really me. Yeah. Please, Peter, talk to me. Hold me. Ooh.
Oh, she quickly gets her dress on, and yeah.
An appropriate amount of 90s cleavage, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, but it's like Jackal even had the headband ready,
Yeah. And the earrings.
Oh yeah.
And the bangles.
Maybe you could go talk to Gwen. Maybe you can help her find a new pair of go-go boots. Jeez. So that's when Ben grabs the Jackal. You and I are going to talk, right? You are, Scarlet. Things I can tell you wouldn't believe. And by the way, do you have any idea how that sweet May Parker is doing as we transition to the hospital?
Oh man,
Nice
I
transition.
like these. He's pushing the storyline, the side stories.
Yeah, Mary Jane
May.
and the doctor. Yeah,
She's still under, it seems. But we get Aunt May's thoughts already, so she's very much conscious.
well, she can hear them, I guess, but she can't wake up. Yeah, because she hears about the pregnancy and she's like,
she's kind of resigning herself to the fact that, yeah, I've had a good innings. Maybe it's time to bow out.
Yeah,
she's like, I was worried about him, but now he has you and a child. I'm so tired.
and pulling at the heartstrings.
Yeah, but
Which they would do many times with Aunt May and Death Thor.
Many times she died. Mary Jane holding her hand, please don't die. Back at the lab. Yeah.
More bickering.
Yeah. Jack was telling Ben, look at them, Spider-Man and Gwen. That could have been you and Mary Jane, or you and Gwen, or you and the woman of your choice. Instead, what did you get? 5 years on the road.
Utah.
Yeah. And Jack's trying to get Jackal's attention. No, I'm busy.
Yeah, he's a little worried about his own well-being.
Yeah, generation, yeah.
Yeah, but the Jackal, not now. Just wipes him away.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jackal's like, okay, I'll do it. I've lived too long with this sin. I'll come and listen to a story about a man named Ben. The truth. And Gwen, meanwhile, Gwen's asking Spider-Man, is that really you, Peter? Don't do this, not Gwen. Gwen is dead. I made my peace. Don't do it. You're not Gwen, you're a fake, you're another clone.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, how can you look me in the eyes and say that?
Doesn't she know that she is?
Again,
no, I mean, she doesn't really. I mean,
she can program those minds and like hit.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of explaining to do in your head canon that you walked out of this kind of capsule
with
all this smoke naked.
And again, it's like Jackal can like transfer memories, so she have all feels memories anyway. Yeah. I'm happy with my life. I'm trying to find a way out of here. The rest of you can play this game. Cause Peter's just like, I'm getting us out of here.
He's had enough. Yeah, he's had enough.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
But yeah, the Jackal's like, I hate all this violence, but I have only myself to blame. These plans are set in motion, orchestrating the battle between you both, the one in which you appeared to die. I was a pathetic man searching for power and love. I'm sorry I did it to you, son. You deserve better. It was a game to me. Mind control, cloning myself.
Look at this heckling. As the camera zooms into his heckling into the ear.
Yes, Ben, or should I call you Peter? You are the real one.
Another change. Tell me.
He's telling Ben, that's why I couldn't leave you in the smokestack to die. I had to save you that night. I had done so much to your life in the name of this warped experiment. I couldn't let you die. How? Why did you think I was dead? Why did he think I was dead? Do you think something as simple as temporarily lowering your body's metabolism would be difficult for the man who successfully cloned you, I saved your life, Peter. I implanted memories that made you believe you were the clone and sent you on your way. Okay, at this point, towards the end of the Clone Saga, they'll explain that Jackal really does believe Ben is the real Peter Parker.
Okay.
But due to manipulations by the true mastermind, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the true mastermind didn't want the real Peter to go on his way, so.
Is the true mastermind, is it Beetle? Was it Beetle?
How did you guess? Oh no, everyone thinks the true mastermind is dead at this point. Yeah, no.
Okay.
No. Now, speaking of the true mastermind being on his way, I gotta go. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I am not kidding about having to go. I was just kidding about calling myself the true mastermind. That I yield to you gentlemen much more, and I apologize for my early exit of the cliffhanger of what happens. Just Gwen and Peter. Do they raise the baby that he'll inherit from Mary Jane? Will that happen? Is this fan fiction that I'm writing? Stay tuned for next time. But I gotta go to work. I'm sorry that I got here late. I will enjoy listening to the next, the rest of this episode and the next one coming up. So.
Yeah, no worries. Have a good day at work,
yes.
Matt. And I'll hear you back on the Quantum Zone as well. So.
All right. And I'll be putting my hat on so I can avoid drop bears.
Exactly. Do it.
All right.
All right.
Good day, sir.
Thank you, guys. Later.
Gotcha. So yeah, so the Jackal is just like, yeah, you're the real Peter. It can all be yours again. Gwen, the bugle, the whole ball of wax. I'm giving it all back to you tonight. Oh, so they could have retconned everything back to 1972 if they wanted.
Yeah. And this Jackal has really got a god complex, doesn't he? Far out. It's, bloody hell.
But then, of course, Kane's watching from above.
As always.
Oh, look at this double ass lurking. Kane's lurking above them on a catwalk, and then even up above him is Scryer.
Scryer's lurking on the lurker.
Exactly. I told you the Clone Saga gets nuts with lurking.
There should be another lurker then lurking on Scryer. I think that'll be great. Three times.
Well, like I said, Scryer's working for the real mastermind, so it's kind of almost like
true. It's like that.
What are you waiting? Jackal's telling Ben, what are you waiting for, boy? Just go kill him. He's nothing, a clone, a genetic mistake. Go ahead. You did it. He did it to you once. Take back your life. Do it now.
Well, he does. I'm not saying make a good point, but he is really kind of turning it around in a good, like in a very clever way, very deceiving way. And like, yeah, Peter Parker, he tried to kill you like first, so yeah.
Well, I mean, Peter really didn't kill him. Peter thought he was dead already, so he just dumped him down that smoke.
God, yeah, true. It still seems a little dodgy that he. Yeah.
Well, he was like, my clone's already dead. I don't need another dead Peter Parker popping up.
Yeah.
The Jackal. Yeah, Jack's still annoying the Jackal.
Jack's still trying to, And actually, I thought this would actually build up with something like Jack keep on asking him, but it doesn't really like in this issue. But it was interesting anyway. I guess it was there to hammer in the point that Jack's worried now.
But he's like, so Jackal goes after Ben. He's like, give the spider sense a rest already. I love how he like smacked Jack away, but then he's like, Jack, get over here and help me.
Yeah, and he does.
I know. He like wraps himself around Ben's head.
Smothers him.
So Jackal can throw him into a wall.
Yeah. So he's got unfinished business to attend to. Now I'm going to rid myself of this genetic mistake.
Ooh. But then he says Ben can't protect himself, but he's like, I'm above. Of course not. You think I'm above protecting myself with the help of a few simple mental implants? That's when Peter grabs him and punches him.
He's not worried that he's getting manhandled by Peter. I guess he really backs his new and improved physical superiority.
Oh yeah, he's testing that new body.
Yeah.
But then he tells Peter, "You are the real one. Ben's the clone. Everything else is just smoke and mirrors."
Oh, what's going
I
on?
know.
Yeah.
Dragging the story out. That's what it's.
Yeah.
But yeah,
this is all in. Is that right? This is all in this issue, this third issue that we heard. Is that right? No. Last issue was that they were both clones. This issue was that Ben Riley's the real one, and then he's saying, "Peter, you're the real one."
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Quick succession.
And Ben's like, "Why lie? Why tell me I was the real one just now? For fun? I've got to learn to program a sense of humor in the next batch." Ben's like, "I can't accept that. I'm going to pound the truth out of you." Peter, "No, let me." And even Jackal's rubbing it in, and the real Spider-Man to the rescue. See, Ben, this is how a real man acts. That's a boy shame. Peter knows how to deal with our type. A quick kill and then off to the smokestacks for us. Peter's just like, "Shut up. You're still lying. You never cloned anyone." Another thing they had the retcon. Yeah, I've read your journal. The High Evolutionary told me about Anthony Serba, about Joyce Delaney.
So who are these? What are these references to? Why aren't there editorial notes on this?
All right. During the remember the Evolutionary War?
Yep.
All right. During that, I think it was the Spectacular Spider-Man annual. The High Evolutionary showed up and told Peter, "Yeah, Jackal never mastered cloning. He's Anthony Serba was Miles Warren's lab assistant. He's like, he never mastered cloning. All Miles Warren ever created was like a virus that would like mutate people into other people. So like, High Evolutionary told Peter, yeah, all Miles Warren did was mutate his lab assistant into a Peter Parker clone and mutate some other college girl into Gwen Stacy. So So yeah, wait till we get to Scarlet Spider Unlimited. Oh my god. But yeah, so
wow.
Because they also later on say that I guess Miles Warren like learned from the High Evolutionary, and I guess the High Evolutionary didn't want his tricks getting out there. Oh, it's a mess.
Right. I mean, I like the association because the High Evolutionary is quite.
Yeah.
I mean, he does that sort of thing as well, and yeah. So I like how they tied it into that at least. But I'm just starting to think of what the Jackal's game is here. All he's done so far is piss off Peter Parker and Ben Riley. I don't know what he wants to achieve by doing that. But anyway.
Again, just to muddy the waters.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's like, "Tell me why you were one of my top students. What purpose do you think would serve the High Evolutionary by telling you the truth?" Think of any. Ben knows it's the truth.
Yeah. He's a master manipulator.
Oh, but then he's like telling Peter, "Go, take Gwen, have the life you always deserved." Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Gosh, pulling at the emotions in there. Yeah, for
Peter,
for
you
Spider-Man.
want to kiss the girl. That'll prove it to you. Jeez.
And this is like, and Peter's expecting a baby as well with Mary Jane. Could you imagine?
I know
the conflict that he's got.
And Jackal's just like, "I know you're married, but one little kiss, just for old time's sake. I'll never tell." Jeez.
Oh God. Well, he's not going to be invited to the Bucks party or anything, is he? So
I mean, Jackal's like running like a clone brothel here or something. It's just like,
and like, is this the only Gwen Stacy clone? How many clones are in this facility? There are heaps.
There's at least one other Gwen Stacy clone running around at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a few issues.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
But Peter's saying, "I know it's not you," and Gwen saying, "Oh, don't say that."
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter if you were. I have Mary Jane, Aunt May, friends.
Yeah.
No matter what he tried to do to me, whether I'm real or a clone, I have a life. I'm sorry. She hugs him, and I feel strange, and she starts degenerating.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, it is terrible. It's mightily convenient for Peter Parker, in the sense that, but it's terrible for her. I mean, she has all these feelings. She's being rejected by the guy that she loves. She's got to process all this in very quick time. But I guess she kind of blew a fuse and she just degenerated.
I'm really Gwen, aren't I? It's like her legs are all melted away.
Terrible.
Oh, she even says, I love you. And then, yeah, she melts in the pile of goo.
Terrible.
The Jackal's just loving it. I love when that happens. Timing is everything.
Jeez.
Yeah, and Peter tackles him. Why do you keep doing this? Why, you ask? Smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. If you
Yes.
know what the title of this arc, Smoke and Mirrors.
And he's getting it from both the Scarlet Spider and Peter. They're bashing him good.
The real honest to cross my heart, hope to die truth. The truth is, my boys, is neither of you is the real one. You both, you really both are clones again. A failed experiment for which it's time to pull the plug. Keep pounding away, boys. This place is going kablooey in about a minute because he seems to like walk through a glass door or mirror or something.
Portalist. Yeah, I thought it was a
Really,
some
I'm
sort
doing
of,
you both a favor. Wouldn't you rather go cleanly than end up like poor Gwen? And boys, the real Peter Parker is really here somewhere. Why don't you spend your last minutes looking for him? Hey, you never know. Maybe we'll finally get a look at the man both of you are just copies of.
oh, jeez.
So they're trying to break out to the door Jackal went through, and Jack's like, no, you'll never break through there. If you both try, you can open the door you came through.
Yeah, he's feeling it after he's picking up Gwen's old dress, and I get yet another reminder that he's on borrowed time.
Yeah,
so to speak.
Because he's like, you two get out of here. If you find a cure for the clone degeneration, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they swing to that original door, and they barely manage to get it open before the explosion.
Yeah, well, it looks like Jack was about to follow them, but he gets kind of manhandled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And we see him later. Still serving the Jackal. And then we have the Lurk Masters at the end there. Again, lurking on lurking.
Yeah. But even it's like Peter and Ben are, Peter's like, maybe we can come up with something for the clone degeneration, and Ben's like, but and we'd have to know for sure which one of us is the clone. It wouldn't be easier to just go on believing what we believe.
Yeah, it's hugely a hugely existential friggin' things that they have to think about. And I kind of like Ben Riley's take on it. It's said here, can we just live our life as we're meant to without worrying about who's who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then who's in that last pod? And we see a pod.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
It's just what a roller coaster ride.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirror. Yeah.
So you there. Sorry.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It is funny having the Jackal be such a flippant kind of character. Although I did find him quite annoying a lot of the times, but he does play a good game of letting the Peter Parker and Ben Reilly and the readers kind of guessing as to because with clones you can really do anything, can't you? I mean, the buck doesn't stop anywhere. Like he's saying that the real Peter's there. Is it? It could be just another clone, and the real Peter's somewhere else. And he's even done it to himself by Miles Warren at that stadium. He was a clone. I mean, how far do you take it? How long's a piece of string? Do you go like the very first time you met me, Peter? That was a clone, So it was enjoying. I'm still really enjoying this. I like how Spider-Man and Ben Reilly are together now, working through it. The new characters of Jack and the Guardian were cool, and just to give it that whole kind of Frankenstein vibe that Miles Warren is just creating, and they were the mistakes to begin with. It all kind of rounds it out. Scryer, I'm not really invested in Scryer. I have no idea who this dude is. He just seems like something else yet again to have to worry about. We're worrying about Kane, but then we got this guy Scryer that we have to worry about now as well. No, it's interesting. Gwen, it was good to see her, albeit a short stay. And I mean, we still get the whole thing with Aunt May and Mary Jane, but the meat of it really is with with the clones. So that's the main fun. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I give it overall, all those three, probably give I'd give a decent B, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good enough story, but you could tell they want to drag the Clone Saga out.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. My gosh, it seems, but it also seems like they're trying to drag it out, but at the same time, I'm not that fully confident they know where they're going.
Oh
as
no,
well.
I don't think they do because they have a plan, and
Yeah.
then marketing just keeps telling them, keep the story going, keep the story going.
Yeah, so you can kind of see it. I don't know. Maybe because it's the way that the Jackal was written. It was meant to kind of convey that confusion. But yeah, it makes for confused writing as well. That's what I see.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. As good as those writers are, Howard Mackey and J.M. DeMatteis, of course. But I mean, they're working off a plot thread that they have to kind of piece together and distill into an issue, month in, month out. But yeah.
Well, that's the other thing about the 90s too with 4 Spider-Man books. Like you see, like J.M. DeMatteis wrote the first 2 parts and then throws it to Howard Mackey for like for the finish too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame we didn't get to delve into that a little bit more, asking Howard the dynamics of why JM came on board. Was it something they offered him? Was it something they thought that he could handle? Because it was a little bit, I wouldn't say a mess, but there was a lot to kind of really tell in those 2 issues at least. So they probably said, okay, well, James a really good writer, maybe get him on board and he can kind of piece things together. I don't know, but
I mean, I think he's writing amazing Spider-Man at this point. I'm trying to remember. I think this might have been.
Oh, is he?
I think this might have been when Terry left the web, so maybe that's why JM just did the first 2.
Right. Yeah, but no, it's enjoyable so far. I mean, to let you know, I mean, I've been looking online. I saw there's a Clone Saga Omnibus Volume 1 as well. And I know a lot of people hate the Clone Saga as well, but as you say, it is part and parcel of comic history. I wouldn't mind having it on the shelf, on the old shelf back here. It would be great.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of material there. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I agree with your B on this.
Yep. Cool.
All right. So
I'm always kind of thinking, sorry, Phil, I'm always kind of thinking when you say B, because I did grade a C. Was it a C+ to that Amazing Spider-Man 349, 350? I know Lilith really liked that one.
She really sees herself in Doom there.
Yeah. There's a bit of simpatico.
That's right.
Go ahead, throw it in.
But is Lilith following the clone? I'm assuming she's read the Clone Saga as well.
I think she's read it before, but like I said, she doesn't seem that thrilled to cover it. So
yeah, she's not a Ben Reilly fan. Fair enough. Yes. But anyway, sorry.
I was gonna say she has other interests.
Eyeball penises.
Oh, jeez, excellent. Should find the. What was that?
Eyeballs and penises. I hold them in my hands.
That's gruesome, and it's a gruesome picture.
Hey, say all the ex-boyfriends end up in her backyard.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
All right. So, anything else on this before we get out of here?
No. I'm good. I'm still looking forward to plowing ahead and seeing what happens. All this has done is, as we've said many times this episode, it's muddied the water. So let's see if they can kind of clear it out and get rid of the gunk.
Oh yeah. All right. So everyone, send us your thoughts on this one. Next Ben Reilly episode, we're going to be covering Players and Pawns. Another big titled arc. Just 2 issues, and Spectacular Spider-Man 222 and Web of Spider-Man 123.
So be good reads. Yeah,
So
I do believe combination of two of my favorite artists, Sal Buscema and Bill Sienkiewicz, in the Spectacular Spider-Man. It's a brilliantly drawn one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so send your thoughts on those. Remember, October is Shocktober month, so because Lilith demanded it. Got to talk about what a loser the shocker is. So yeah, email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Ultimate Spider Cast on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram. Find links to all of our social media, links to the YouTube where you can watch this video if you ever wonder what Ray looks like.
You don't need to.
Besides an old man. Yes, links to our Patreon, the merch, all of it, all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And remember to support the sponsors, Tweaked Audio, Hunt a Killer, Pod Life, the book, Volume 1, now in digital and paperback. And when you go on Amazon to buy that and more, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and that clone himself, Rob, Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom. Please kick me in the pants.
All right, Ray, where can people find you and your 20 million podcast?
Yeah, well, look, the easiest way to find me, I guess, so now I've just kind of created a Twitter handle at RayRayPod, REY Pod. I've changed the handle, yeah. So it's just RayRayPod. Just check me out there. I comment on all of the podcasts. So I'm on Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast, the Moon Knight podcast. Yeah, also To Know Her Is to Fear Her, a Spider-Woman podcast, and Last Sons of Krypton, a Superman podcast. So that handle, I just dabble between all of them. So yeah, that's the best way. If not, go check out those shows, ITK Moon Knight or at Spider-Woman Pod or LSK Podcast. That should get you close enough to to hit the target. But yeah, that's about it. Whoa, that's pretty damn big. That is pretty damn big.
Seriously, that last LSK was what, over 3 hours?
That was huge. I admittedly I was struggling towards the end there, but Connor and Jay,
I'm not even done with it yet.
Yeah. But they did. They carried the flame. That was great. And it was an interesting discussion.
Yeah.
That was on the 400 issue. Yeah, that was
400. Yes.
Yeah, worth checking out as well.
Definitely, all of Ray's podcasts are worth checking out. Speaking of checking out, we're gonna check out. So yes, join us next time. Wolf will be back next episode. Join us in 1 month for Players and Pawns.
Hey. Players and Pawns.
Players and Pawns. Oh yeah, and remember, follow Matt Kona everywhere at Matt Kona.
MATTKONA.
See you later, bunkies.